I've studied the best software businesses in the world to figure out what's the onboarding process that is going to stop free trials from dropping your software and instead upgrading to your most expensive monthly plan. If you want access to this dashboard with the workflow you need to turn free trials into paying users, as well as real-life examples for every single step inside the workflow, you can get access in the link in the description. There, you will also find an AI coach that tells you what's wrong with your software business and how to fix it, as well as a database with more than 50 high-converting ads from the best software businesses in the world, and basically all the resources you need for free to hit 50k MRR with your software business. Once said that, let's dive into the workflow. The first thing I noticed when analyzing the onboarding process from top B2B SaaS startups is that the onboarding process, it doesn't start here. It doesn't start once you have already signed up for the software. It starts during the sign-up process. In some cases, the sign-up process will affect your trial experience. So this is when you give the information in order to access to the free trial. This is what happens during your free trial, how you set up, how you make the user get a first quick win. And these are the follow-ups when the trial is ending so that you can upgrade them into the pay. So first, what does it need your sign-up process? During the sign-up process, we'll find two different main cases. First, you don't require a credit card in order for them to sign up and to try your free trial. And second, you do require a credit card. I normally recommend this second case because it then gives us way more options to make them stay inside our software. But if you're starting and you still have no traction, you should start by doing this one. Also, it can depend on the ticket of your SaaS. If you have a lower ticket under $40-50, this could make more sense for you. But if you have a higher of $200 per month, for example, you should consider this one. During the sign-up process, there are two keys. First, you need to put the qualification questions after they have signed up, not before. And second, you need a qualification process. A qualification process, there are three key things. First, you want to understand what's the target audience that is signing up. So for every software businesses, you will have different targets audience, and you want to understand who is signing, because depends on who is signing, not only they are going to be prompt to use some features or another features, but most importantly, with that information, you are going to understand what's your most profitable client, because a same software can be used for different type of clients. So you want to understand who this type of client is, the one that is signing, so that you then have the data to know what's the target audience that it's giving you the most money, or what's the target audience that it's staying for the longer period of time inside the software. Then during the qualification process, you want to know how much qualified is the lead. Here, what you need to ask yourself is, what's the thing that the user needs to have? What's the asset that the user needs to have in order to get the highest value or the highest return from using my software? For example, I'm helping a company that is automating the invoices for other companies. So I could ask, how many hours are you manually spending on invoices? The more hours they are spending on invoices, the higher the benefit from using my software. Or I could ask about the volume of invoices they currently have, or about the current level of automation that they have for the invoicing process. They have zero automation related and they are doing everything manually. They have somewhat automated or fully automated. But make sure you ask just one question for each one. Maybe some question you can ask two, but do not have more than four questions during your qualification process, because you could see a decrease in the conversion rate. So once that the client has signed in, then they go to the main page inside the software. Here we start with the trial experience. It's how we are going to make the experience so good and so effortless for them to experience a quick win as fast as possible. Here there will be two different funnels. There will be the self-onboarding funnel, there will be the email marketing funnel, and then there will be the onboarding call. Every B2B SaaS business, despite of being self-serve, they have an onboarding call. This onboarding call is promoted through the two funnels, through the self-onboarding funnel and through the email marketing funnel, because If people get an onboarding call with you, they are way more likely to end up buying. In this dashboard, you have a lot of examples on what incentives are SaaS promoting for making sure that people jump on the onboarding call. Because if you just ask someone, hey, I'm the founder, join an onboarding call with me, like almost anyone is going to join. But there are some ways to give incentives to maximize the amount of people that joins on the onboarding call. And at the beginning, these calls could be one-on-one, but if the volume is really high, there are a lot of companies that are also doing group onboarding calls. But it's really important to find incentives for people to jump on this call. Once they sign in, they go through the self-onboarding process and they will see a pop-up. In this pop-up, you will promote the onboarding call with the incentives. If they skip that pop-up, they will have an overview video, 3-4 minutes of how they can use your software, how can navigate your software. But most importantly, what are the 3 main use cases that it's going to allow them to achieve their dream outcome? All this marketing you here are selling. They have still not paid to you, they are paying you with your time, but they are still not convinced about your software being the right choice. So all this process, all this trial experience, you need to make sure you are selling. You need to make sure you are understanding their position and making sure they understand how they are going to achieve the dream outcome, how are they going to transform their business thanks to our software. If they skip the video, they find the setup guide. The setup guide is a step-by-step process of everything they need to do in order to get activated. Getting activated for a SaaS business, it's what's the minimum stage they need to get in order to receive some kind of value from our software. For example, I'm helping an AI funnel builder. In our case, getting some value from the software, it comes from publishing their first funnel. So our activation rate is how many people that has started a free trial has published a funnel. And that's the goal of the setup guide. The setup, it's all the steps required in order to launch their funnel, in order to get their first win. And you need to keep it as simple as possible. You need to show a progress so that once they complete the first step, you see they are making progress. And the most important thing is that when you are a software founder, it's really tough to simplify. And it's really tough to not start using words that are focused on the features or focused on the action of the user instead of the benefit they are getting from executing that, from completing that action. And that's what we are looking forward here. You don't want to use the setup guide to explain the action they need to do. You want to use the setup guide to explain what are they getting from completing that action. This is the basics you need on your onboarding process. These are the basics, these 3 things. But then it's really highly recommended to have one video, not a pop-up video, but one video on the side so that you go through the step-by-step guide. You have one video there, really short videos, where you are completing the setup guide in a fast way so that they have more clarity about how to complete it and about what are they getting from completing it. And last, you want one video per each use case. So all of the SaaS will have different main use case, and you will a lot of the times the use case aligns with the menus that you have, the different views that you have. There are normally different use case, and you want at least one video per each use case, or at least for 3 use cases, you want one video explaining how to get the most from that feature that your SaaS can offer them. These videos are going to be really important on the email marketing, because on the email marketing, we are going to repurpose this SaaS so that they can check it. And the important thing is that we are going to be able to track what's the video that is getting the most views, what's the email that is converting the most to the video. And therefore, we're going to know what's their main pain point and what's the main use case that our audience is the most interested in. Finally, one really important thing, it's they always need to have a reminder. You always need to have a reminder about how many days they have left or how many credits they have left, and a bottom so that they can upgrade if they want. Okay, so this is the self-onboarding process inside your software. But what about email marketing? Email marketing, I don't want to spend a lot of the time here. You have examples inside the dashboard. But basically, you are going to have a welcome email. You're going to have a setup guide email where you are going to explain these steps, and also you're going to have a call to action for them to book a call. And then One thing that is really powerful is the trial specialist email. It's making them feel they are important by assigning them a trial specialist, that is someone that they can ask any question to and that they can book a call with, and this person will make sure that they are getting the best trial experience as possible. This is not about you doing more work. This is about positioning the onboarding call in a way that it's more valuable to them, that feels more valuable to them and makes them feel more special, so that they are more likely to actually book this call with you. Then we'll have different emails leveraging each of our tutorials inside the software and leveraging any of the successes that we currently have with our software. And once the free trial comes to an end, we are moving to a different cold email strategy with reminders and special offers to make sure they end up upgraded. You will have a lot more options if they have already give you their card, because you can make them go through a cancellation funnel. This funnel can get really tough with a lot of SaaS. I've seen a lot of SaaS having a funnel too complex, and I've seen a lot of SaaS having a one-click cancellation. So this cancellation funnel is my suggestion from my research, but you can adapt it to your own software. You want to learn what's the reason they are thinking about leaving, and this is really difficult to actually do well, because depending on how you are asking, depending on how you are extracting the ask or the form, they are going to just click without thinking or click without looking at what are they clicking, and then the data will be useless. And then you want a page to handle their objection and reminder about what are they missing. You handle the objection and make them a reminder of what are they missing, what are they losing after if they cancel their subscription. Then you will have a re-offer for them, a special offer for them, so that they consider give a second try to your software. And finally, they will have a form to cancel their subscription. And if you want to, you can cancel the email nurturing. So the emails you are going to keep sending every single week, you are going to keep creating every single week. You can either send it to them or not sending to them, whatever you want. That's if you have required the credit card. But if you don't require the credit card, this will be done through email marketing. Instead of being done through a funnel that it gives better results, you will have to do it the same thinking, but through the email marketing. First, you start with reminders about your subscription is about to end. Then you go to the special offer. Then you let them know the free trial has ended, but also you resell them and you keep making call to actions to you still, like for example, your data has still not been lost or your data has not been still deleted. If you want to rejoin us, you can upgrade here. And yeah, so and other strategies, like there are a lot of strategies and a lot of different ways to reactivate the leads that you are about to lose. This is in a nutshell the best onboarding process workflow that you can have for your B2B SaaS. And this is my research from more than 7 SaaS companies that are the best in the game. So again, if you want access to this dashboard and all the resources I have for free, like an AI coach that tells you what's wrong with your software business and how to fix it, a database with more than 50 high converting ads from world-class SaaS, and the ultimate playbook to create a unique market positioning and a message that attracts your most profitable client, you will find everything you need to hit 50K MRR in the link in the description. This is free. You can go to the link, leave your information, and it's completely yours. Apart from that, if you're interested in working with us, you will also have a link there to book a call. So that's everything for today's video. See you in the next one.